Hello, success-ionaires, and welcome to the national TV and conference call talk show, The Road to Success. I'm your host, Professor William Murray, and as always, the God in me blesses and greets the God in you. The Road to Success is a show for you and all about you and your questions and to get them answered and to give you a chance to give your opinion on any topic. As I always tell you, and this is something that's very, very powerful. If you learn something, teach us. If you know something, tell us. This evening is a special show because it's a tribute. It is a tribute. But now the show The Road to Success is for you, and the success depends on you. Stay tuned in and spread the word about the show. Because one thing for sure, if you stay tuned in to us, you will see a difference in you, because what you're going to learn is going to give you a mindset for success. You'll see a difference in your life, your mindset, and your future. But what I need you to do now and during the show is to share. Share it out. Share, share, share. And subscribe. Because now I just got 2 subscriptions. 2 people subscribed to my show on YouTube. And of course, I subscribe to their page. And see, what you got to do is you got to do what makes you great and the world a better place. Now, the show tonight is a celebration. It is a celebration. Tonight's show is a tribute to the great Joe Madison. I had the privilege of about 40 years ago, to meet this gentleman. Y'all know I was an activist. I was out in the streets, putting together marches, protests, and fighting for freedom for our people. And Joe Madison was there. And I met Joe when he was a radio host on WL Radio here in Washington, D.C. And him and I, we marched, we protested together. We put together huge marches for 100,000 people, 150,000 people. We did the Enough is Enough movement. We did the marches and protests and organization to march for to get Martin Luther King's birthday as a holiday. I mean, we fought against the vulgarity of rap music and taught the rap artists why they were told that it's got to be vulgar, else they wouldn't play their music. And we protested and marched against that down on F Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. I'll never forget that one. I was down on C. Lewis Tucker, Dorothy Height, Joe Madison, Dick Gregory. Oh, it was several of us out there protesting in front of this huge record CD shop. I also had the privilege, and I do call it a privilege, that when we were protesting and marching, that I also got arrested. But see, there are things that people don't know about when we march and when we get arrested. We know what we're doing. We almost know who's going to get arrested. And I got arrested several times because I had a clean record, a clear record, and they can't say you had a thug or a hoodlum or a drug dealer out there with you on the picket line, out there just marching and protesting on the protest line. I must tell you, Joe Madison was a hell of a guy. He was a hell of an organizer. And I got the privilege of meeting him. And Walter E. Fauntleroy, Dick Gregory, Kathy Hughes, I knew from being there down there when she was on the air, sitting there with a lot of the personalities. But after leading the pack in the protests and the marches, and that was a part of my life I am so proud of. Now, Joe Madison was a leader in every sense of the word. He was definitely a no-nonsense person. He took no stuff off of nobody. And I'll never forget one time what Dick Gregory told all of us we were marching. We was marching one time against the police. And we marched 26 miles. Took 2 days, 26 miles. And Dick Gregory told the group, he said, I'm going to tell y'all one thing now. You know this is going to be dangerous. We're going to be marching against the police. And they are the ones that must guard and protect us during this march. Because everybody's not supporting what we're marching for. We marched from the Gould building, which was in Lanham, at exit 20 off the Beltway, to the Capitol in Annapolis. And he said, you cannot, if you're going to be an activist and you're going to be out marching, you cannot be afraid to die. Oh, I'll never, ever forget that. Oh, never forget that. And Walter E. Fauntleroy always said to us, one, if you're doing it correctly, is the way to win. He said, if everybody does a little, nobody will ever have to do a lot. The majority of one, if correct, is the power. Now, Brother Joe Madison, and like I said, I'm proud to say that we were acquaintances, we were friends, we were arrested buddies. Now, Joe Madison, known as the Black Eagle, was a radio legend and freedom fighter. He was as committed to issues that affected Black Americans as anyone I've ever known. And there's no doubt about that. Born in Dayton, Ohio, June the 16th, 1949. And he died January 31st, 2024. The radio host had taken to the digital airways on Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. since 2008 until a month before his death. He was known for asking his listeners one 8-word question. Very, very powerful 8-word question. What are you going to do about it? Don't raise no hell. Don't raise no fuss. Don't wait for anyone to do anything. What are you going to do about it? During his radio career, spanning more than 40 years, Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, collected a series of impressive accolades and awards, including being inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame in 2019. Madison is also a Guinness World Record holder, stemming from him staying on the air for 52 hours straight to raise money for the Smithsonian African American History and Culture Museum. As such, Madison also holds the record for the longest marathon, hosting a radio show. 52, 58 hours, something like that. 52 straight hours, yeah. In late 2021, Madison launched a 74-day hunger strike as part of a broader demand for voting rights. Legislation that has still proven elusive more than 2 years later. And I'm proud. I am so proud to say that I joined him on that fast, that hunger strike, fighting for voting rights. Now, I couldn't do it for 74 days because my health would not permit it. Other than that, I would have still been there. But, you got to pay attention to your body. I used to fast with my very, very, very dear friend, Baba Dick Gregory, quite often. I see you, John, and Rodney, William, Ava, and I got more numbers. I can't see. There's no name there. I was proud to say I knew Brother Madison. Well, he was a hell of a guy. I got to tell you that. And my show, the one you're listening to right this moment, I learned so much where I could do my show similar to his. Except he was on the air for 4 hours every morning. I just do an hour. But I would listen to his show every day from 6 to 10 a.m. Brother Madison is survived by his wife, Sherry, of more than 45 years. He had 4 adult children, 5 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. I don't mourn his death because he lived his life so well. And he did so much for his people, for us. He taught us. He had almost 10 million listeners a day on his show. It's still on XM, channel 126, every morning. They're playing, and the people that he interviewed, I can't tell you the number of people that he interviewed. It was just so astronomical a number. And all the people of all power he interviewed. He gave you books to read, which is something that I love, and I'm trying now to get authors to come on my show so we can talk about their book. And I have 2 of my own, Climbing, Success Mountain, and From the Mind of William. I enjoyed writing my books, and I'm going to cover my books one day. And if you want to order my books, you can go to www.WLMspeaks.com/MMI. And they're right there on the front page, and you can order my books. I'm glad to see more and more people coming online and going to honor Brother Madison. Oh, I just love that man. His mind was just, his mind was just brilliant. And he wouldn't let you get away with nothing. Now, if you were wrong, he was going to tell you. He had a jar sitting in front of him. He called it his cuss jar. And he would cuss you out now. Trust me, he dropped a few every now and then. And for every time he cussed, he dropped $1 in the jar to donate it at the end of the month to some organization. I mean, the man, what he did will never be duplicated. His style may, but there'll never be another Joe Madison. There will never be another Joe Madison. For those of you that have never tuned in, go to XM. And it's channel 126, which is one of the most powerful stations in the country. Now, XM has, I forgot how many, 172, 179, anyway, hundreds of channels. Anything you want to listen to, from sports to country music to jazz, blues, oldies, and good, you name it, there's a channel out there under XM. It's not that expensive. Yes, you must pay for it, but what you get, I mean, anytime you can listen to it anywhere across the country. I ain't got to worry about your radio dial. XM radio. I've had it for years. I've got it on my phone, on my laptop, and I've got it in my car. Because you know they got special. You can get all of that for a special. And it's really not expensive. I loved it when I used to travel, when I traveled the country driving. I didn't have to worry about ever losing the channel. And it's still the same right this moment. Now, for those of you that are on one of my social media sites, because I'm on 7 sites all at the same time, even down to YouTube. And anytime you want to see any of my past shows, all you got to do is go to youtube.com. youtube.com/MRWMURRY. That's youtube.com/MRWMURRY, Mr. W. Murray. And my show, I've got almost 400 videos on there. This show that I'm doing right now, I've done over 1,000 shows. I've done over 1,000. So you missed out, for those of you that are just meeting me and tuning in for the first time. Hey, Lady T. And for those of you that didn't know Brother Joe, just tune in to XM, channel 126 from 6 to 10. Now, I don't know what the schedule is in the evening times. I'm very, very busy. Because they also play it again from 6 to 10 at night in the evenings. They do a replay. but they're still playing his shows. I mean, there's so much you're going to learn. So many people he interviewed. I mean, the man was in order. Everybody can't get into the radio, hosting talk, radio Hall of Fame. I wish I could, but I use his show as a blueprint for mine. Except I can't do no 4. I'm not gonna do no 4 hours. And he did 4 hours. Just imagine doing 4 hours every day, having 10 million listeners a day. And all he had was one rule. You only could call in once a week. He didn't care what you wanted to say, talk to him about, bring up. Because if he didn't know, he would tell you, I don't know. But his staff would look it up while he had you on the air. His team, he called his team. I couldn't be no prouder that I personally knew that man. I meant to get my book. Oh Lord, let me see where it is. It's over there. Oh, I don't know which one it is. I've got so many pictures of Brother Joe and I marching and protesting against injustice. Oh, I've got a book. I mean, I don't know how many. And I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to have it here, but it's across the room in my bookcase. I can show you a couple, but I've got. I can't tell you. I only know how many pictures, but it's a bunch. But we marched together and protested many, 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 many times. We fought for injustice. Now, for those of you that are on social media, and you may want to call me live and talk to me while I'm on the air right now, just dial 218-548-0510. And the PIN number is 1950#. That's 218-548-0510. And the PIN number is 1950#. You know, Brother Joe helped many people. I mean, can't tell you how many millions of people that he helped. I mean, millions of people that he helped. I was one. You know, people really don't know who I am or the things that I've done. I'm not well known like Joe Madison. I'm known across the country. Yes, I am. But I am not known nowhere near the capacity or the degree that Brother Joe was. Now, anyone out there who has anything they want to say or call in and honor this man, now is your chance. 218-548-0510. 1950# is the PIN number. You know, I always tell you, never ever tune into my show without pencil and paper. Never tune in without pencil and paper. Because I too want to give you lessons and teach you. Right now, I'm talking about a man that is definitely went down in history. And I had the privilege for almost 40 years of associating and knowing this man. The last tribute I did was to this is my very, very dear friend with Baba Dick Gregory. I did a tribute to him. It's been about 7 years now. I did a tribute to Dick Gregory. my very dear friend, my mentor. I could say the same with Joseph. Dick and I hung out more than Joe. Because the last few years, I wasn't in the company of Joe Madison. But when he saw me, he knew who I was. Brother Rook. That's what he called Brother Rook. Because back then, in the 80s, I was known by my street name, Rook, because that was my store's name, Two Rooks Clothing, etc. Sizes from petite to 6X, 8X. I had it for any and everybody, all kinds of styles. And the thing when I had my stores, you would never see yourself out in the streets. I had stuff that no one else carried. I even had my own label, my own clothes, my own style. Hey, Brother Andrew. You know, in life, you get a chance to meet people, just like I told you about the lady just told me a few weeks ago that she had no idea who I was until she had to look me up. She Googled me. She looked me up, found out who I was, and she was totally, totally surprised and shocked. And I could feel the respect that was in her when she approached me to let me know that she had no idea who I was. All this time we were together, playing big whist, she had no idea who I was or what I had done, what I had accomplished. I always tell you, you cannot judge a book by its cover. To see me, to look at me, you will not think of the great things for my people or for this country that I've done. I'm proud on what I've done. I have one major regret though, and that's when they wanted to do a documentary on me. I told them no. I regret that right to today. I didn't know that people were interested in what I've done, who I knew, the marches, the protests, the pictures, the documents that I had. Mm. I'm still available. I still speak. I still teach. All you got to do is call me at the Institute, the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, at 240 619 2019. Question for you. How often do you get a chance to meet and speak to someone that's history? And I am history. I'm available. All you got to just call me. Let me know if you got your church members, your business, because I teach the thought and action process to success, whether it's personal, spiritual, financial, or entrepreneurial. I've got so many topics that I can speak and teach on. I've done so many seminars. I've had so many great speakers and people around me. Friday, I have Brother Bedford. Oh, this brother's brilliant. Gonna be my guest Friday. So you're gonna want to tune in. What's that, the 19th? Is that the 19th, 20th? What is that? Uh the 20th. Brother Bedford gonna be my guest. And if you don't know who Brother Bedford is, tune in, baby. Tune in. This is Black History Month. And I'm giving you some of the most look what I had my last show last Friday. I had John D. King III to explain to you about his business and what he does for his people and for you, for the public. I ask you to share. Those that are on, share this out. Share this out and subscribe on my page. Subscribe. That's giving me power. I also ask you for donations because we need subscriptions. I mean, we need support to the show The Road to Success. All I ask you for is $25. I ask you to donate at least $25. You can do it through Cash App, $W Murray. The Cash App is $WMURRY, $25. You can do it on PayPal, paypal.me/MM Institute. PayPal.com/MM Institute. If you want to send me a check, money order, write me a letter. God, please, just send me something. Write me a letter. P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland, 20753. That's P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland, 20753. Now, what you do when you do that, you're giving me a blessing, and you're blessing those who tune in. You're blessing the show, The Road to Success. And life is always going to pay you the debt that it owes you for you giving blessing. You never know who you're blessing with just $25. Cash App, $W Murray. PayPal, paypal.me/MM Institute. By mail, it's P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland, 20753. Oh, you can call me here at the Institute too. 240-619-2019. 240-619-2019. And you can do it right on the phone, and you'll get a receipt right then and there. Every penny donated goes to me being able to keep this show on the air. You can email me and let me know at trts.info1@gmail.com. That's trts.info1@gmail.com. Oh, there's my sweetheart on. Hello, Sandra. That's my sweetheart. Sandra. I've been knowing Sandra. Oh God, I don't know how many years. And she pops on every now and then. I talk to her every now and then, not even once a month, but like I said, you don't have to be friends like I did with Joe. We didn't talk. We haven't talked in years. Well, I've called the show several times, but face to face, I haven't seen Joe in years. But when I called the show, he knew who I was. I can't talk enough about Joe. Joe was one hell of a man. In the Radio Hall of Fame, did raise money for the Smithsonian African Museum, 52 straight hours on the air, 74-day hunger strike as part of a broader demand for voting rights legislation that has still proven elusive more than 2 years later? Like I said, I was there with him. I did the hunger strike with him. I just couldn't do it the period of time that he did because my health wouldn't permit it. I see my granddaughter Julie Beth is on. Hey, granddaughter, love you. Call in. Somebody call in and talk to me. Lines are open. Lines are open. Call me. 218-548-0510. And the PIN number is 1950#. Now, y'all want to tell me out there that y'all didn't know who Joe Madison was? As great a man as he was. Definitely world renowned. Anytime you can get at least 10 million people to listen to your show daily, that's a hell of an accomplishment. And I'm trying to get y'all to tune into my show and tell people about it. What are you doing to bless me? To bless whoever you tell so they can bless someone. On my Facebook page, on my LinkedIn page, on my Facebook page. Tell people about it, tell them to tune in and share and subscribe to those. Give that blessing. Give that blessing. You'll be rewarded. You will be rewarded. You're giving a blessing. The donation you give to the show, that's a blessing. And Joe's the one who calmed me down. He did. Joe calmed me down. So I used to get ticked off because nobody would talk. Like now, I can't get no one to talk to me. And I'm thinking, I've got people. I can't tell you how many. I can show you how many people's on the call. And he the one that told me, for every 100 people on, you might get 3 people that'll speak. 3. And Sandra said, well, she called me Lloyd. That's telling you how long she's been knowing me. Lord, God have mercy. I listen to Joe every morning. So Sandra, I'm glad that you're there. I wish you'd have called in, baby, so we could talk. Call me, 218-548-0510. 1950#. Call me and talk to me. Talk to the country. Because you know this is a national show. Call me, dear. And let them see. People think that I don't have nobody listening because nobody talks to me. Is my show not something that you would talk on or talk to me on, or my topics aren't interesting, aren't serving a purpose to you? And it's very disturbing because I'm wondering, am I doing anything? Am I? If you don't talk to me, how am I going to know? Well, I know from the ones that are giving donations. So I'm asking you to give a donation of $25. $25 to the show. Cash App at $W Murray. PayPal.me/MM Institute. I do Zelle, www.zelle.com/W Murray. I mean, Give me a blessing. Like Joe always said, y'all like my show? Do something. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to keep me on the air to give you the information I'll be giving out and a chance to get you to meet the people that you're getting ready to meet on my show? Sandra listened to Joe Madison every day, and she knows his thing was, what are you going to do about it? Well, that's what I'm saying. For me to keep this show, what are you going to do about it? Oh, he was adamant on that. Oh my God, he always asks you when you call and stuff, and you complained or you had something that you didn't like. What you gonna do about it? And I'm telling you, what are you going to do about it? Now I got a gift. I've got a gift for those of you that want to. All you gotta do is text me at 931-269-1010 and put in the feed Rook, ROOK, and you get a gift from me, free gift. 931-269-1010 and type in the feed Rook, ROOK. You know, I often tell you, I always tell you, because this is part of my closing. And I'm not gonna close yet, but I'm gonna give you what I always say at the end. Because you know, truth and fact are undefeated since the beginning of time. Just think, since the beginning of time, truth and fact have never been defeated. And I always tell you, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Now, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I sent out so many messages today telling everybody I love them, but I do love you. Do you know how good you feel when you tell someone you love them? I'll go through a line in the cash register, and I'll tell them when they give my change, my receipt. I said, thank you, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Do you know how good that makes people feel? But y'all have no idea how great that makes me feel. I do love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna love you until my last heartbeat, and then more. Cause the feeling and the blessing and the beauty of love, there is nothing no greater. And I do love you, and you can't do nothing about it. What are you doing tomorrow for someone you love, or someone you like a lot, or just plain over someone? If it ain't for nobody but you, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day? Who are you going to tell I love you? Call you. Oh, definitely. I'm telling you right now, call your parents and let them know that you love them. Call your children. Call your family members, let them know you love them. I sent out some nice stuff this morning to I don't know how many people. Let them know that I love you. I sent out a song I just called to say I love you from the bottom of my heart. Do you know how great that makes people feel? And that's all. It wasn't no more than it wasn't even 10 seconds. But when they play it, do you know how that makes? I sent it to my wife first and foremost. And she enjoys stuff like that. She loves stuff like that. I just let them know what you're thinking about them. I love a lot, and I love hard. That's why you never see me down. Because I'm going to say, even if I got problems and issues, I'm going to tell you I love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to tell you that. That's why I'm always in a good mood. Because I'm every day, I'm telling somebody I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. You ain't got to know who the person is. I mean, now my family, who I tell all the time, especially my grandbaby, my granddaughter, and my grandson, because they gave me a beautiful, 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 beautiful gift. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great grandchildren. How can I not but love them? My grandchildren, yes, but how can I not love their parents? Because they gave me the blessing of me getting 5. As a matter of fact, I got one coming by. I'm gonna have the week every weekend. Y'all know a lot of times y'all met them, but they know they always got a babysitter. I have yet, and the oldest one's 8 years old. I have yet ever to tell them no when they ask me, "Can you keep the kids?" Daggone right, bring them on. Right now, they are. I got 2 5 years. I got a what is it? I got an 18-month-old. I got a 3-year-old. I got a almost 6-year-old, and I have a 7-year-old, and I have an 8-year-old. Y'all, the lines are open. Somebody talk to me. How you doing, Lady T? I see you're on. How you doing? And you know,
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
and you know I love you, and ain't nothing you can do
I love you
about it.
too.
Now
I
this
know.
this young lady here lives in Tennessee. We've never met except on social media and on my show. And I love this woman.
Yep, and it's been years
It's been years,
now.
baby. It's been years.
Like 10, 12 years,
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
And
a
we've
long time.
a long time. So see, you don't have to be present to let them know you love them and to love them because there's so many types of love. I love and I respect this lady because she shows me respect, joy, and love. So what's happening, Lady T?
Nothing, just actually I was listening to you and having a late dinner because I did brunch. So just something really light because it was late. I have been running around all day. So I'm not doing nothing, and I love the fact that you spoke or that you are speaking to that. I think that for us, we don't realize that there's a lot of healing that comes through just telling someone else that you love them, that you adore them, that you appreciate, um, them for whatever the reason is. Sometimes somebody just can light up your day, and I was like, a lot of the times I am the person who holds space for other people. It has been very rare in my life up to my big age
Yeah, okay,
to
big.
have someone do that for me.
You so young, girl. I swear
um,
you so young.
um, and lately I've had just a lot of people really pouring into me, and I had to tell them that I appreciate that because they didn't know what it was that they were doing in that moment, but I told them, I generally don't have this happen, and I really appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate you being a willing vessel to pour into me, that you spoke a word when I needed it, because you could have kept your mouth closed, but you were obedient. So you have to find those little things, and sometimes people need that, even if it's just, a compliment, whatever it is. It's a lot of healing that comes in that, because sometimes people are just having a bad day. Some people struggle with, anxiety and depression and things like that, low self-esteem, whatever it is. But you never know what someone's home life is. So you speaking life into them is not going to hurt you. It's a small compliment. It's something that's small, but it means so much. And I really love the fact that you speak to that. And I've been on the phone with you when you've been out in public, and you do the same thing, just as you're saying. And I was like, I have always loved that about you. I've always appreciated that. And I think that more as a group of people, we need to really get back to that as a collective, just expressing genuine concern and appreciation, genuine, love, and let it not be something that's reactionary. When there's something that's happening that's negative, you want to respond to it. No, we need to be more proactive about making sure we're doing those things that uplifting each other, in that manner. So I've always appreciated that.
And the blessing that it gives your life. I did something the other day. This lady, as a matter of fact, it was day before yesterday, I was at BJ's grocery store. And this lady, I had the prettiest little girl. Oh, that was the most prettiest little girl. And I asked her how old she was. I think the baby was like 6 months. And she was we kept passing each other about 3 or 4 times an hour. And her name was Debbie, I think. And the baby's name was an African name. I can't think of what the baby's name was. And the lady wasn't smiling at all. Every time I saw her, she was just, and I told her, I said, darling, you're too beautiful to not put a smile on that pretty face. And Lord, she smiled from ear to ear, from elbow to appetite when I told her that. I said, you're much too pretty to not have a smile on that face. And then after that, when we passed, she always smiled at me. She smiled. It wasn't being fresh. And I told her, darling, I'm not being fresh. I'm just being factual. But what that did for her, because every time I saw, we passed again, because we passed each other several times in the store. And every time she had that smile on her face. Just because I told her she was too pretty not to have that smile on her face. How we doing, Joan? I see you out there, baby. I see you. Y'all if you got XM, y'all tune in and listen to Joe. The man gotta be great if they're still playing his shows after he passed 2 weeks ago. XM channel 126. Y'all heard me mention his name many, 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 many times. Because it's him that taught me how to do what I'm doing. Beyond what I was doing. Even when we were out there protesting and marching. Although I was protesting and marching long before I met him. And we got arrested together and everything. Oh, I've been arrested a number of times, y'all, by protesting and marching. And the reason I got arrested, we knew who was going to get arrested. We planned who was going to get arrested. If they're going to arrest somebody, William, you get arrested, and it's going to be you, Joe, and because they didn't, like I said, we couldn't afford for them to say we had thugs, hoodlums, and criminals and crooks and all that out there protesting and getting arrested. So we made sure you had a clean record to get arrested. See, most of the public don't know that. That is planned when we get arrested. By us, not by the definitely not by the police. All day. I haven't got nobody to speak to me in almost 3 weeks on my show, and I don't understand it. But I'm still getting donations, so I appreciate the donations. Y'all give me that
I told you
$25.
they're shyer than I am.
Well, baby, but and what does it take to say hello? All you gotta do is say hello.
Not much.
Cause you know a closed mouth and a closed mind is never gonna get fed. Think about what I tell you when I use these sayings. And a closed mouth and a closed mind will never get fed. I know I teach in the third eye and third ear in my spiritual teachings when because I'm very spiritual, so I teach you from a spiritual point of view. But I do teach you using you got to use your third eye. And read my book, Third Eye and Third Ear. Now, my show Friday, I'm going to have a brilliant gentleman on, Brother Bedford. Y'all, I'm gonna bring some heavy hitters on y'all. I'm just y'all don't know who I've got planned to come on the show. Who've already told me they come. I've got them booked all the way up until April. I've got people booked up until April. If you want to be a guest on the show, call me 240-619-2019. Call me 240-619-2019. Send me an email trts.info1@gmail.com and let me know you want to be a guest and we'll talk and I'll fit you in if you fit, you know, the way what we do here. I'm looking to do that. Now I went to a Black Book Expo and I told everyone that I need authors to come on my show. And I send them emails every week, and I have not had not one of them to reply. You're an author. You have a book. What's your expertise? What's your book on? What's your book about? And see, now that makes no sense. I give you an opportunity right now to talk to the country. If you don't know them, say, hi, Professor Murray. Lady T doesn't speak a lot. I mean, it took a while for we as friends really got into conversations, and now we can talk about anything to each other. But she's not the type that'll go come on the air. You see, she didn't say nothing until I called her out. All right, she's on my list, but I don't have to call you tomorrow now. I'm telling you now, happy Valentine's Day, and I love you.
Nope. You still gotta call me.
Because I was gonna call you on my list for tomorrow. I got a list of people I was gonna call. Well, y'all, it's that time of the evening. I couldn't get no bone but Lady T to talk to me. All these people. I'm gonna start calling out phone numbers and see if they'll answer if I call out their phone number. At least the last 4 digits. Well, it's that time of the evening, y'all. You know, I always tell you in my closing, listen to what I'm telling you. Third eye and third ear. If you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It's not going to matter whether I'm pushing or I'm pulling. Y'all, we will get there together. And I'm a winner, so what is that going to make you? Truth and fact are undefeated since the beginning of time. And the truth is, I love you. And the fact is, ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm asking y'all to give a donation so I can stay on the air. I've got so much to do. I'm like, Joe, I got so much to do, so much to tell you, so much to teach you. What are you going to do about it? Give a donation. Cash App, $W Murray. PayPal, paypal.me / uh PayPal. I'm sorry, y'all. Where am I at? I gotta find where I've got it at. So PayPal.me / MM Call me at the Institute at 240-619-2019. I do love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Give me a blessing. Give the country a blessing by giving a small $25 donation. Until next time, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow. And I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So until next time, y'all tune in Friday for my show. Find out about Brother Bedford. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's been a guest on my show before. Until next time, y'all, God bless. And keep working on your road to success. Until next time, y'all, God bless.